The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
Well, hello, one and all, to What's the Script? I am Chris, as you may remember, as you may know. And again, joined today for your audible pleasures is Craig. How are we, Craig?
I'm well, very well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I am in recovery.
Aye. You've
Yes,
been,
I have.
You've had a leaky arse, haven't you, for the longest time there?
Yes. I have received a gypsy curse, and they've tried to kill me via the arse. So, yes, for anybody who's unaware, I have had the diarrhea bug of the winter, and I've also almost shat my life away. To the point, I got to the stage, I started rinsing myself down like a Frenchman. Except I don't have a bidet, I have a shower head.
It's now all covered in shite.
Oh, what's that? I didn't eat any corn. Oh, you're fucking right, you didn't.
Everybody loves their own brand, don't they? Let's analysis. Oh.
Bye. So, get this. Medical professionals. Listen, I'm not feeling well. I've had diarrhea for about 4 or 5 days now. What can you do for me? I mean, I've took these tablets myself to try and give myself. Just take the tablets, son. Give it 5 days. If it doesn't clear up, phone us again. Thank you, doctor.
Aye. Take a Imodium. What a fucking... Imagine going to medical school for, 6 years or something like that, just to be able to answer a phone, not even see somebody in person and tell them to take non-diarrhea tablets that you need to go and buy yourself, even though you're scared to run to the fucking shop because you're far away from a toilet pan.
Aye.
Thanks, doctor. And as I say to you at the time, mate, it probably wasn't even a doctor that was speaking to you. It was probably a fucking wee Agnes in the front desk was sitting with her tabard on, talking about all your ailments to another colleague. Oh, that's that Christopher Nestfont back. Aye, him. Aye, the one with the genital warts. Aye, him. Aye. Let's get diarrhea in there.
Oh, whoa. How did I end up with barnacles on my dinghy?
I was painting a picture for the audience there.
Oh, genital warts. They're not just for Christmas. But, aye. Enough about shite and genital warts and that.
Aye. That's what we're here today.
Aye. Thanks again to Quentin for that entrance music. They've not released a new song yet, haven't they?
Aye, they have.
Have it? Is it on the Spotify?
Aye. It's on the Spotify. I was just listening to it there. It's Craig, come on. I just Turn Away. I nearly says Fade Away there. It's called Turn Away. It's a nice wee number of it shows, as I said to you last week when I was talking to Tim, it shows a maturity in their songwriting. Very disciplined and cool. So get on to it. That's what I'm going to say.
Aye, go there and listen to that there. Shout out again to our wee podcast buddies. Seismic there. I'm sure the next film they're doing, it was delayed, but they're doing Violent Night, which I went to pictures to see, which I enjoyed.
I like that.
Die Hard with Santa Claus. So... And if anybody's not seen it, it's on the Netflix now, so we'll get that watched. And then listen to Seismic. See what they say about it, see if you agree, see if you disagree.
See if you like their opening monologue.
Yeah. See if there's a bit of foreshadowing.
There'll be fucking hundreds of that. Well, it's foreshadowing Christmas, isn't it? So there you go. It's a foreshadow in itself.
That's it. And anybody that was listening last week, we had Tim on, who's kicking off Native Origins, who we're in partnership with. And as anybody watching there, Craig is sporting some of the native origins wear there. It's about to. What was it he saying last week? He's setting up his website. It's about to launch, and it's probably going to be launching in what is it, January?
The website's launched, but I think it starts taking orders in January because there's already been a good wee rake of people asking me, and I've saved them and all that. So, it's just red tape at this stage. It's good to go in January. So, keep that Christmas money, people.
Aye, and get yourself out there native and well.
Can also
Well?
have a shameless plug for myself as well about the CBX experience, which is a mobile DJ service that I've been providing for many a year. If you need a DJ, let me know.
There you go. 2 doses of audible pleasure for the Craig Meister there.
And I'm no paying sponsorship money. Get yourself to.
Oh, you will be.
Aye.
Aye. But as anybody knows that we're listening last week, we will be doing Star Wars Empire Strikes Back today. But unlike last week, what did you watch last week, Craig?
Aye, that was my bad last week. So apologies to everyone who was eager in anticipation to find out what me, Tim, and Chris had all watched in the week before last week's podcast. And I just get too excited. So, quite a big list, as you could probably imagine, but I never watched a lot this week, so it's not as big as it could be. So, very quickly, I'm watching Series 1, Superman and Lois. Chucked it. Marvel What If, Series 1. Quite enjoyed it. Who Killed Jean-Benet Ramsey, which is a documentary on Netflix, which was very interesting. The Walking Dead, Season 2 of Daryl Dixon. Excellent, by the way. Really enjoyed it. And movie-wise, I watched Heretic. It's a bucket of shite. So that's all you're getting. Gladiator 2, I'm giving it a, not bad. See if you didn't know it was as I said to Chris off camera, if you didn't know it was a follow-up and you hadn't seen Gladiator, the original in 2000, then you'd like this film. And I didn't like it. It's just there's too many similarities in that, but acting's great and it's worth a watch. Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Jaws, of course, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I saw Wicked and I really liked it. I watched Megan and I liked that too. Wee robot lassie, fucking freaky wee bitch that. And obviously I had a good triple dose of The Empire Strikes Back. And then last night, as I was losing my memory due to whiskey, I had The Return of the Jedi on, which I fell asleep to. What about yourself, Chris? What have you watched?
Oh, well, me being in fucking Med Bay C, I pebbled through a lot of films. Well, continuing on from obviously Jaws last week, there's a few shark films in here. So I had 47 meters below. That's that one, the 2 lassies going to the shark cage and it falls off the boat. I watched Bram Stoker's Dracula. I watched The Shallows. I watched Alita Battle Angel, Geostorm, Dracula Untold, The Grey Man, The Last Witch Hunter, The Dragon Heart, Dennis Quaid there hunting dragons with his American accent.
Is that Sean Connery's the dragon, isn't he?
Aye. The Gentleman, Kindergarten Cop, The Mask of Zorro, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, The Mummy, Bruce Almighty, and The Revenant. So all your movie food groups there, onto one big dollop.
No half. The only thing you missed out there was a Pixar, I think.
It's what it says, mate. So you're lying there and you're in the fetal position, scared to breathe in case it creates an air bubble in your body, and it just
That was a smashing big list, mate. Excellent. Some untapped gems there that I've watched in quite a wee while. Excellent. Before you go on, mate, and I'll just let the people know, you can obviously get us on all sorts of platforms electronically. You know them by now. We don't need to keep spouting, but we are very pleased to say that Facebook group page is at 394. 6 away for the big magic 400. And we got a wee bump to YouTube this week as well, up to 325 subscribers, mate. So that's my match report.
Aye. Well, what I said the other night, TikTok is kicking off, shall we say. I think it's into the 800s, just shy of 900. Twitter's got a bit of an exodus now. People get out, is it blue sky or sky blue? Whatever the fuck it is. So the Twitter took a dip. So it's like 1700 or something. But like we've been saying for a while now anyway, Twitter's fucking... If you're not into politics, porn, or fucking adverts, then you're... I mean, I say to you the other night there, Seismic's... I seen Seismic's post for the first time the other night there in about fucking 3-4 weeks. Know what I mean? So they're just getting... Stuff's getting pushed to the top and other stuff's this. I mean, there's people I've seen their posts all the time and I don't know who the fuck they are. Know what I mean?
No.
So, for whatever reason.
I've binned my X page, opened up a new one, just called it CB Experience. Never followed MD. Nobody follows me. And it's just, my homepage is littered with porn. It's just porn.
Aye.
I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? I'm not adverse to a bit of punning like the next guy, but come on, why have you just assumed that I'm a rabid fucking deviant? Know what I mean?
You call me a wanker.
Aye, Jesus.
But aye. But anyway, on to today's movie. Well, not so much on to today's movie. This film was released in 1980. So before we get into the movie, give us a wee rundown of 1980, Craig, with your fabulous facts.
I don't want to press a button. Let's go back to the year, back to the year, back to the year of our film, 1980. Hey! Yes, welcome back in time. You've travelled to the year of 1980, 20th of May, in actual fact, when this movie was released. So a couple of factoids. World events. Ronald Reagan was elected President of the United States. There we go. Also, an earthquake in southern Italy killed 2,483 people and injured 8,934. That's some fucking earthquake. I didn't read too much into it and where it exactly was, but that's a lot of folk. You know what I mean?
That's a big me scoozy.
Especially for a European kind of country. You don't really hear of them. It's usually South America and the like, or Middle East, do you know what I mean? But anyway, that was a tragedy. The cable news network CNN first aired. And although I was alive in 1980, I was only 2 years old, so I couldn't tell you exactly if CNN was an actual news channel back then. It wasn't just a fucking propaganda, money-fueled political rant, you know what I mean? Also, the UEFA Euros, the 1980 Euros was held in Italy as well, and West Germany won it. Obviously, it was West Germany because the big wall was still up then, you know what I mean? But if none of that took your fancy, you could go to the movie theatres, or as we like to call them in Glasgow, and the pictures. You want to go to the pictures, mate? It was probably about £1.50 back in 1980 to get into the pictures. Maybe need to do a wee investigation into that. Doesn't matter. So movies that you could have went to see was Stir Crazy. Absolutely brilliant.
Smashing.
Cheech and Chong's next movie. Airplane, which we've done on the podcast. Friday the 13th. The Shining. And follow-up to Any Which Way But Loose was Any Which Way You Can. Obviously with your man there, Clint Eastwood. And we done the first day, that double. Spit it out, Craig. So, some good films there. I kind of cut them short. There was a rake of other ones, but I might be doing a 1980 in the future, so you never know. Music-wise, you could have got your wee tape deck loaded up and listened to such classics as Betty Davis Eyes by Kim Carnes, A Knickered Rapper, Endless Love by Lionel Richie, or as he's known to in the biscuit world, Lionel Rich T. Stand and Deliver by Adam and the Ants, another banger. Let's Groove by Earth, Wind and Fire, another knicker drap on that, by the way. Under Pressure by Queen and Bowie. Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. So some cracking tunes there.
There's a few turners there, you know.
Aye. There's a few on my playlist, let me tell you. And celebrity deaths, I've kept it quite short. The first one was in hindsight, a terrible one. John Belushi passed away because his heart couldn't keep up with his fucking lifestyle, basically, or his liver.
Yeah.
What a funny guy. But obviously a tragic soul. Grace Kelly, star of stage and screen, also passed away, as did Henry Fonda, who featured in 12 Angry Men, which we done maybe about a year ago as well. And lastly, I've wrote in Ingrid Bergman. She died as well. So John Belushi, who was a rising star at the time, and 3 major cinematic stars all passed away. And that was the year that was 1980.
So there you go. Smashing films and smashing tunes there. Know what I mean? Can't grovel. Can't grovel about the 1980. No, what I kind of get fucking jealous about.
What?
See when we do one further back, you go, that's all good. And then soon we do one, it's like, we done Fury. And you look at some of the tunes and I'm going, that is fucking shite.
Aye. 2008 wasn't a year for the golden fucking CD player, I'll tell you that.
Oh, fucking hell. But anyway, as well as all the films and all that in the 1980 there, we had the sequel to Star Wars, which is now Star Wars A New Hope. The Empire Strikes Back. For many, it is their favourite. For me, it's my favourite. Don't know about yourself there, Craig. Is it your favourite?
It's a favourite trilogy, aye, the original. Aye, definitely. But on a whole, it's up there with Revenge of the Sith for me.
Aye. I like it when the bad guys win then, eh?
I just thought they were, I don't know, like yourself, mate, it's subjective and it's a personal feeling. And I just think the two of them, this one and that one, hit me most. And yeah.
Well, according to the interwebs, my sources on the interweb, the budget for this was $18 million. Is that true? No?
No, it flitted. It was originally set for $18 million. But then there's a bit of trivia behind it as well. George Lucas decided to say to the studio, fuck you, I'll fund it myself. And it ended up costing him $30 million.
Well, and the payback was 550 million. So that checks out with the sources on the internet. I've got that sorted then. They've got the end number there. Contrary to popular belief that the film is actually directed by Irvin Kershner instead of a George Lucas there. I mean, that confused me the first time I heard that, no? I thought he just directed all of them.
Same.
But, hey-ho. Your cast there, it's all your favourites. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Billy D. Williams, Anthony Daniels, David Prouse, Peter Mayhew, Kenny Baker, Frank Oz, and Alec Guinness. You know what I mean? And have you got a wee quick rundown of the plot there for us, Craig, sir?
I certainly do. Starring-wise, can I have a special mention, please, for Jeremy Bulloch, who introduced us to Boba Fett, and John Hollis, who played Lobot. Because it doesn't say fuck off. But the synopsis is, sorry, mate. The Rebel Alliance, led by Princess Leia Organa, valiantly fights the Galactic Empire again. Meanwhile, Luke Skywalker attempts to master the Force and become a Jedi warrior. And that's very, very nutshell.
Aye. But since you brought him up, right, now this is a question I've asked many older Star Wars fans, right? Because technically they set the tone for this. Why was Boba Fett so big?
Well, I can only answer it because of how we've got him now. He's got a fucking series out now, which is shite, by the way. I think Boba Fett was so big and so there was such a draw to him because you hardly seen him. You know what I mean? There's all less is more kind of thing. So you were just intrigued to know more about him. Where's he come from? What's his deal? Bounty hunter? Who's he bounty hunting? Oh, he's in with the Empire. And fuck, look
Nah.
at his ship. Ship's funny. And then his whole look as well. It's just, I know Star Wars is a bit out there for everybody looking different, but his helmet and all that and his rocket pack, he's got a fucking missile on his back, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's just a question I always ask. It's like Boba Fett was obviously a fan favourite, so much so that he's got his own show now. But it was like I always like kind of went, the guy's not in it. You know what I mean?
It's like in the canon, if you read back, obviously I've read a lot. It was Cad Bane after Boba Fett more because you wanted to know more about him and blah blah blah. But then he appeared in the Mandalorian,
Aye.
and it was all right, but he didn't have to because this fearless fucking bounty hunter Cad Bane just turns up to get killed.
Aye.
No, mate. No.
Aye. And funny enough, what I was actually laughing at, I know that you gave the guy Bulloch a shout. The only reason he was Boba Fett is because he could fit in his outfit. You know what I mean? So fucking
And the original outfit was meant to be totally white as well.
aye.
Original drawings for it were the exact same costume, but everything white. And it was only I think George Lucas at the death said, oh, that's just too stormtroopery. He's got to be something to. He's no affiliated to the Empire. He's his own man. You know what I mean? So, good decision there.
Aye. Well, funny enough, I was watching something and all. Know how the other bounty hunter, you see the guys like the
Big
big
toes.
lizard thing, okay? Aye. Like fucking the first time I watched, I don't think that scene was in it. Know what I mean? I think that's just been
All
kind
right.
of added in. Know what I mean? But
Well, I always remember that.
apparently, that character I know is just repurposed for spare bits and bobs. Because apparently the suit he's wearing is an old suit for Doctor Who, and see the big reptile head. It's just a repainted mask for the cantina scene in the first film.
Aye.
So
Brilliant. Excellent. I can't remember his name, but he does make an appearance in a couple of animated Star Wars things.
Aye.
And I had the
Aye.
figure. I remember having the figure, the original figure. We had Boba Fett as well. The original, by the way, if you've got, I don't know who listening to this will have it, right? But it's just a useless piece of information. But it might not be useless because it might turn you into fucking £1 million. The original Boba Fett figure, the rocket fired out his back, but it was deemed dangerous. What the 70s and 80s dangerous? Don't play with the plugs, you fucking maniac. So after which they repurposed it. I can't remember if it was Mattel or Hasbro, whatever it made the original toys, and the rocket didn't move. But if you're one of these people that have got the original Boba Fett with a firing rocket out his back, you are on to a lot of money. So there you go. Bit of advice for you.
There you go. Get rummaging in that old toy box there.
Aye.
But what I would say is, mate, this Star Wars film is regarded as a lot of people's favourites. I'm not saying it's everybody's favourite, but this is my favourite one because I think it adds a lot more to the Star Wars story than other films does. Like, just to see the world building behind it and everything. Like, I mean, I think the thing that's like modern Star Wars has suffered with is we always end up on a desert planet. Or we always end up back on Tatooine for some fucking reason. Know what I mean? But this, you've got Hoth right away, snow planet. Then you've got Dagobah, fucking big swampy place. Then you've got the Sky City, you know what I mean? And it just seems to be a bit more fucking. There's more creatures and everything. Just seems like there's a bigger world out there rather than what they do now. And it's just, oh aye. Let's see if there's no Tatooine. They just film in another desert and call it a different planet. And you're going, is every planet just fucking barren out there?
I know. Aye. There's an awful lot of lack of water in space, isn't there? Aye, especially Cloud City, man, which is Bespin. But if you watch the Industrial Light and Magic documentary on Disney, which is fucking great, I've watched it twice,
Oh,
you'll see the amount of artwork that this guy paints for the backdrops of Bespin. Ah, fucking tremendous.
aye. Oh, aye, that's definitely magic. Because it's even but there's so much about we'll end up getting in it, but
Aye.
it's just see this one for me. It just uh, it builds a lot into Star Wars. I mean, I know the first film was kind of a one-off, and I didn't think it was going to go places and all that. But see, even in regards to like the Empire, like it's you've got the Emperor. Know what I mean? There's a leader to this and how big it is, and the resources they've got and all that stuff, and then like the whole Force thing as well. You're learning about the dark side and the light side and all this stuff and all that, and how the Force actually works.
Mhm.
I think this film just lends a lot more to Star Wars than other films did.
Aye. 100% agree with you, mate. It very quickly catches you up to where everybody's at. Do you know what I mean? Battle of Hoth kind of gets you right up to speed with everybody, the Empire and the Alliance. You know what I mean? It answers a couple of questions of what's been happening, how the characters have grown, and all that kind of stuff as well. But aye, you're right, mate. And then as the story goes on, it adds to it again. Oh, there's more to this, and there's another chapter, and there's, as spoiler alert, we'll probably find out later, there's a shock reveal and all that. You know what I mean? It's aye, and Darth Vader has a gaffer. You know what I mean? Oh,
Right.
so he answers to somebody as well. There he is. Magic.
Aye. And it was just it fleshed a lot of things up. And again, I think that's the Mandalorian. I think that's why the first couple of series of the Mandalorian worked, because you were seeing more of the galaxy and more of the more creatures and all that. Know what I mean? As opposed to fucking there's Tatooine again. All right.
You're right, mate. I mean, how hard is it to paint on a blank canvas? And when your blank canvas is the universe, the galaxy, anything you want it to be, why are you gravitating back towards sand? What is it they call it? The Force Awakens? Jedi, isn't it?
Aye.
Is that no Tatooine, mate?
Aye.
No, that's Jedi, that. How's the Millennium Falcon there? Fuck's sake.
And it's even like me, I know, see the Rise of Skywalker, when they go to find that Sith guy's ship. It's another desert planet. What's this one called? Don't know. You know what I mean?
Aye. I mean, even when she goes to get Luke on that mad island with the porgs and all that, that's better. Do you know what I mean? That looks fucking freezing cold. It looks like like Scotland in the summertime.
That's what I mean. It's like it's world expansion. You know what I mean? You're seeing more of the fucking. It feels more than it's just grounded in a certain location. You know what I mean? And then even when they go into the asteroid field, there's fucking things living in the asteroid field. You know what I mean? You're like that.
I know.
Ugh.
Aye, nobody thought of that before. Like, you're like, a wee capped off to you there, sir. Aye, excellent, absolutely brilliant.
But talking about Hoth and that, right? See what I found like watching this the other night there. See for the beginning of the film, right? It just goes as opposed to like a new film starting. You know what I mean? Introducing things on it. It just fucking. It feels like it just picks up for where the last one ended. Because like for showing up in Hoth all the way to being chased through the asteroid field. That just doesn't stop. It just feels continuous. There's no breaks in it.
No, and that was, I don't know why. Again, we're looking at it through a movie reviewer's eyes, probably for the first time ever again, and rather than just enjoying the movie. But in my head, right, for 44 fucking years or whatever it is, 44 years, I always thought the Battle of Hoth lasted 10, 15 minutes. It was just an opening act. Does it fuck? They're talking a good, 45, 50 minutes or something before that comes to a hit. Well, before everybody's story comes to a crescendo. You're like, oh, that's us left off now. Because as you say, it culminates in the end, asteroid field and all that. But even the asteroids fucking search lasts a long, long time as well. You're right, mate. The pacing and the storytelling and the information is just, that's shit hot, man.
Aye, that's what I mean. It's just, for me, I think that's why it's my favourite, because it's just there's no dead space in it. It doesn't stagnate at any point. You know what I mean? It's like, this is the information you need. There you go, and we're rolling. Know what I mean? It's fucking, as opposed to go, oh, come on.
The end of A New Hope's fresh in your memory. And very quickly in this movie, you've worked it out by what they've told you and what you've seen, that, all right, maybe 6 months to a year's went past. Darth Vader's looking for these bastards that have fucking destroyed his space station. Do you know what I mean? And they're hiding from him. And you're like, aye, that's good. I can understand. I can believe that. That's perfectly plausible. I'd want to know who blew my house up as well. Definitely. Aye. You know what I mean?
Where are these fucking vagabonds? But, aye. I mean, even, like you already mentioned, see the characters' story arcs in this and all. Especially, for me, I'd say Han Solo's story arc in this. It's fucking perfect. Know what I mean? Goes for the wee outsider guy that doesn't really care. The wee lovable rogue. Look at your wee cheeky face there. Hey,
feathered
fucking,
and layered cotton. You just don't see it anymore.
and I mean, it just, what I was saying, for there, no caring, no, doesn't want connected with anything to eventually mean the sacrifice. Know what I mean? For wanting a better word, but all the characters get it. Know what I mean? You see Luke's character going for the, even though Mark Hamill's still doing that. Really, mister? No fooling?
Oh, aye. He's still very much learning his craft in this movie. Even his opening line over a radio, an official call was, Han, you there, old buddy? Aye. What is it, look? Unless the old buddy shite, right? This is an open fucking channel, mate.
You can just imagine him, see when he gets attacked at the start, when he wakes up in the cave. I would expect him to go, oh boy!
Gee willikers, Mr. Abominable Snowman from Monsters Incorporated. You were much funnier in cartoon form. I've got to say it right now as well. See, after the kiss, when he puts his hands behind his head and does that face, I want to punch it, man. I want to punch it.
Oh, mate. Well, see, that could at least make my next. I now have a theory. Right? See the Skywalkers and their incest ways?
You're going to say it? I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say? What am I going to say?
You're going to say that fucking Kylo Ren might be Luke's boy?
No.
All right, okay.
I'm going back the way.
All right, okay.
Know how when the first find Anakin and Qui-Gon's like that, and where was the father? Know what I mean? And Shmi goes, oh, there was no father. And I'm going like that. Desert people, not many people around, brother and sister, There's not a dad.
No, I was visited in the night and pumped by the midichlorians. That's it. It was them that done it to me, aye. Fired themselves right in about me.
And that's what I'm saying. See, with the old incest, that's where comes the madness. And then that's where Anakin went off his bonds, turned to the dark side, and there's these fucking Waynes at it. And you're going, fuck's the matter with yous?
Oh dear, what a picture that is. What have I told you? So remember, folks, it is nearly
Incest
Christmas. And if you're struggling for something to buy, why not buy Incest? A game for all the family.
Is that a perfume? Incest, my Dior.
Oh dear. Brothers and sisters fucking unable to keep their hands off on her. I can't help it. It's that scent. Oh, we've been a rabbit hole there.
But I'm just saying, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Fucking. Because I just don't get. Look, see the kiss, right? I'm surmising that the brother sister thing was fucking maybe wrote into the next film. You know what I mean? Although they did have an idea that there was another Skywalker, I don't know if they did go, aye, it's Leia, right? But it was just fucking. I'm going. There's something the matter with you, hen. Fucking.
Aye. Their gifts should have provided a barrier. For what we know now, or what we're led to believe the Force is now, and how it's it tells you everything. If you're gifted enough to have it, then they still went to kiss and went, no, that doesn't feel right. But hey ho, I think you're right, mate. I think it was an afterthought.
Aye. But it's not the only family thing in this, right? Now, people say if there is a time and space that you could have went back to, where would you go back to, right? And one of my answers has been to be one of the first people in the cinema when they found out Darth Vader was Luke's dad. See that must have fucking melted people.
Aye, that would. Aye, like we talked about last week, the first reveal of the shark coming out the water, and but this, and obviously like yourself, you have, I know you have. We all know, we've all watched the old interviews back and all that. Mark Hamill talking about it, and he didn't even tell anybody. It was sworn to secrecy. So much so that when it was revealed on the set, that's when the whole crew and all his co-stars found out as well, just like the audience. And he said he walked off, and was it Harrison Ford?
Aye.
Like, just something dead cheeky. You fucking never told me that. You shite or something. No, he didn't say that. Do you know what I mean? But he did say at the time, he says, you couldn't tell Carrie Fisher anything anyway, because she was just, she couldn't keep a secret.
Aye, a gossiper.
Aye. So, mate, I'd have loved to get back in time and park my arse in a cinema, no knowing that. That'd have been immense. But we'll never. I've been to see it, obviously, when it was re-released, but aye.
Aye, because it was re-released for its 40th anniversary, wasn't it? So,
Aye.
I mean, fucking 40 years, man. Oof.
Aye. I've seen them all up to this point. It's just next year we've got Revenge of the Sith, 25 year. So that's going to be released on May 19th or something like that, I think.
But the whole drama of fucking Vader. I mean, that must see, even just writing that, man. Like fucking, we'll make the the major baddies his dad. You're just like, oh, life means nothing anymore.
Aye, because it kind of it solidifies that in your head, Darth Vader was a man. Do you know what I mean? At one point, a human man, a father, whatever. Because you forget it, you know what I mean? Especially back in the day, I would imagine, because you're probably just thinking of Darth Vader's this machine. Do you know what I mean? But it's an eye-opener.
Well, like I says, mate, this is my favourite Star Wars, right? And what I've already said, it's for other reasons. It lends me to Star Wars and most other films and all this stuff, but it is also one of the very few films out there that the bad guys win. And see, just to go in that direction with a film, it must have just fucking because I'm trying to think of other films before then that would have went down that same route where the bad guy wins. And I don't know if it
Before.
might have been the first to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've watched other things like how people were comparing this film to The Last Jedi, right? Because of the backlash it got and all that, and people hated it to begin with. And I'm like, but that's the first I'm hearing of that. But apparently the backlash to it was because it didn't have a happy ending.
Aye.
So
I didn't even think about that until you you mentioned it to me. And when you said it, I thought, can make a bit of sense, but that's people clutching at straws for the sake of the new films to try and make you like them a wee bit better and all that. So fuck those guys.
but I mean, for a film to have all the bad guys winning, because I mean, effectively the resistance get a doing at the start, were hope to save the day, gets battered in the final fight, and our comic relief guy gets nearly killed and taken away by a bounty hunter. Know what I mean? Right across the board, it's like,
Aye, and it's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant, and it's obviously it's needed in that part of the trilogy. They've got to have their day. Do you know what I mean? Because ultimately it has to be rectified again, which it is on Endor and the new Death Star and blah blah, and the Return of the Jedi. It's great. You're right, mate. It's just the heroes just kept getting fucking knocked back every time they run up to somewhere. It's fuck you. This is happening. This is happening. It's great. It's absolutely great. Like the Darth Vader reveal, I would imagine how it must have felt seeing Han getting encased in carbonite. I know.
Mm.
That must have been fucking deflating as hell. Just especially after the declaration of love by Leia and all that. And one of the best comeback lines you'll ever hear in cinema right before it. You know what I mean? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because this film is quite Han Solo heavy. You know what I mean? Because, what really see the beginning of this film is a lot of it is Han and him winding up Leia and then got to find Luke and try to get back on the Falcon and all that. And then, I mean, when they're on the Falcon in the asteroid field, and I mean, a lot of it's fucking. I mean, that side of the story is kind of Han Solo driven. You know what I mean?
Aye, very, very.
And then
much
for
so.
him to cop his back at the end, you know what I mean? You're like kind of. I was beginning to like that guy.
Oh, Indiana Jones must be coming out. He's away from his sleep. You're right, and it had to happen with Han, with Leia, with everybody, because Luke is still your main man, right? From a storytelling point of view, he is still the guy whose like success or failure is going to determine what the hell happens with this Empire shit. But he was saturated in the first movie. Look. And while it's still Luke, it's still the focal point, you need to expand everybody else's story. Han's is brilliant. Leia's is even better. And as I said to you yesterday, C-3PO's got a lot of dialogue in this movie, and it's funny. James Boswell won't like me saying that, but fuck you. C-3PO has his day in this movie, by the way. Even outshines R2. R2's fucking hardly in it, apart from Dagobah. You know what I mean?
Aye.
And by the way, Chewie gets more screen time and more funny bits and I dare say dialogue in his dulcet tones. and obviously the introduction of Yoda, Frank Oz, fucking super.
Aye. Aye. I can see that whole part of the movie. I know that's what I was saying, where it lends a lot more to Star Wars, because like, I mean, because you've obviously got the kind of gist that there's good and bad, know what I mean? But then the Force is everywhere, and how the good use it, how the bad use it, know what I mean? And you're like, fucking, oh, aye, there's layers to this,
Mhm.
know what I mean?
It's huge, and again, we keep harking on about this. That the Star Wars universe has only been fucking tapped at. This movie expands on the story we already know. You're like, whoa, fucking hell, the scope, this can go anywhere. You know what I mean? This is fucking huge. It's great seeing Boba Fett, and it's great seeing the Super Star Destroyers, because we've only seen Star Destroyers in the first one, but we've got a Super Star Destroyer now, and
Yeah.
the bounty hunters, and it's great, man. Fucking great.
Yeah. Because it's I think I kind of picked up on like last night. I mean, we've obviously seen it and no took it in, but like you say, it's because we do this now. It's like assuming you're like seeing the different abilities and people are like they've got foresight and all that now. And then, but it was like see the whole like Darth Vader was just torturing Han and all that because he knew like Luke was going to feel it and sense it. Know what I mean?
Aye.
And you just go and see that now. It's like it's the manipulation of people and all that now. It's fucking it's superb, man.
That's great. I can imagine, even as a wee boy, and a lot of people don't really understand Star Wars, asking why did they do that? Why just do it for shits and giggles? No, there was still a reason behind them doing that, and it's like you've just told everybody, that's what it was. It was because Luke would sense it, especially as his powers were growing through Yoda teaching him, starting to feel stuff. You know what I mean? And look into the future, which is dodgy. Looking into the future, as we already know. You know what I mean? Part of the dark side. That.
The film itself is nominated for 4 Oscars, and it won 2, all on the side of the effects and stuff like that. Which I know you can look at now and go, "Oh, they're a bit aged," but they're still good for the film. Know what I mean?
I don't think they are. I don't think they are for the time yet. I know you agree with me. The only one that kind of gives you is when Luke's falling down when he gets blown out the window and he starts falling. You can see that's very Superman 4 fucking green screen a bit bad, but the practical effects in this are fucking tremendous, man. Absolutely tremendous.
Aye. Even say when obviously Luke's getting his new horn and the wee thing's fucking about with that. See that, man? That's still fucking tremendous. Know what I mean? I remember first time seeing that going, how's that? You know what I mean?
Brilliant, man. Aye. I just wish that wee droid that was fucking about them went, ooh, bah.
No, mate, I was like, what happened to that robot?
Only had fucking a big cut pond for Wayne's. That was it. See, do you know what annoyed me, right? And it shouldn't annoy me, but it did. IMDb score was 8.7 out of 10. That annoyed me. 95% Rotten Tomatoes is much more closer to being accurate. But I'm like, who's the fucking 1.3 cunts? Who are they bastards?
Mate, they're out there, mate. They're out there. Don't get me wrong, it's Star Wars. I think the Star Wars films, each film is somebody's favourite. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I've said this in the past, and I will say it again, but there are people out there that like The Last Jedi. They exist. I mean, more power to them, but hey, in my opinion, that is fucking horrible, that film.
As I say, I watch it back now and again just to see the effects and the backdrops, because I like the falling Death Star out in the middle of the ocean and all that. I think that's smashing. It's just a bit shit that's fucking going to be the Emperor's fucking living there again, you know what I mean? As I alluded to earlier on about George Lucas with a budget and stuff like that, it says in order to avoid sharing creative rights, George Lucas decided to avoid using a major studio to finance the movie, instead bankrolling it himself to the tune of £30 million, or dollars, sorry. And like you have told everybody, it made back 550 million. So that was money well spent, wasn't Plus, he had
Steve, man.
100% rights to everything to do with it. So
Aye.
all these new toys that were made off the back of it, like Superstar Destroyers, we also had Boba Fett, we had other bounty hunter figures, we had the bombers, the TIE fighter bombers. You've never seen them before. They're the double cabs, you know what I mean? Dropping bombs in the asteroid, had them. And even the Millennium Falcon was kind of rejigged to look a wee bit more weather beaten and stuff like that, and put some new things on it. So fucking George Lucas, man.
Comes the money.
It's just, what's the matter, George? Can you not sleep? No. What's wrong with you? Fucking cha-ching, cha-ching. I can't get cha-chings out my fucking head. I can't get to sleep for the cha-chings. Oh, every time I try to put my head down, my phone goes off saying, fucking another $1 million has been added to your bank account.
Oh, I hate that.
So what a
Gotta
decision.
get moving for all the zeros there.
Amazing.
It's fucking. It's a good problem to have. But another thing, obviously, Mark Hamill had an accident in between the movies, and they actually wrote in the part of him, what the character Luke being attacked by that creature to explain some of his fucking facial features, know what I mean? Which again I thought was, that's no bad. That aye, well done there.
Bloody clever. Absolutely.
Aye.
It sounds simple, doesn't it? It sounds like a simple rewrite, but it's so clever. Because George Lucas said himself, he says, we heard about Mark's accident. Once he says, I didn't know the extent of his injuries until we had a meet up and I seen his face was actually physically different for the one of Luke in A New Hope. So,
Aye.
how do we get about that? Well, first of all, we see Luke wrapped up in Hoth. You know what I mean? It's just his eyes, and even they're goggled. And then the snow monster gets him, kills a tauntaun and all that kind of stuff, and hangs him upside down, bleeding for the face, which is great. And it says the shots where Luke uses his Jedi powers to retrieve the lightsaber from a distance were achieved by Mark Hamill having to throw the lightsaber upside down, and then they just rewound the footage so it goes back into his hand, which sounds again simple, but done brilliantly.
Ingenuity. Talking about scenes, hit me with some of your favourites, mate. Hit me with your best shot, as they say.
Some of my best bits. Let's get down to that wee list then. I'll go right off the bat and just say the Battle of Hoth. That whole introduction to the movie is just tremendous, man. Luke gone missing, Empire's funding them, trying to escape. The battle itself on the snow. It's the first time you see AT&Ts as well. There's another new toy for George to make fucking a couple of quid off.
Money!
And the new spaceships that are wrapping the winches around their legs, and then all the troops on the ground, which was a bit of trivia as well. I think that was the Icelandic army or something like that, wasn't it?
Aye. Mm.
So what
And
an opening
apparently
to
a
a movie.
lot of women.
Aye. Just what an opening to a movie. And again, I didn't realise just how big it was. And it wasn't just the opening act. It was huge and had so many moving parts going on. Do you know what I mean? It caught you up in the best possible way.
Aye. Aye, mate, it was one of mine as well. Because I remember playing, see, like Battlefront and all that. And you could always fight on that map. Know what I mean? It was just fucking, oh, this is brilliant.
I'm getting him to play that today. Fucking.
And it's even see I just called them the snow stormtroopers, but even see their masks and all that and their helmets. I went, fuck's sake, they even look cool and all, man. It was, mate, like you said, what an opening. Brilliant. Fucking, even, there's a bit that always sticks in my head and on. It's just fucking, it's like a big cannon the Resistance has got, but it's like a big dish. And see when that gets hot and it blows up, mate, it just sticks in my head, man. I'm like, that's brilliant, man. See the way that just fucking blows up at.
Ion cannon. That's fucking tremendous.
Aye.
Absolutely tremendous. Get you another one of yours, mate.
Oh. Well, Yoda, when he uses the Force to lift the fighter jet out the swamp, mate, because it's just see the music and everything, mate, you're like that. Please. It's
That's-
fucking brilliant, man.
that's-
Just again showing you the potential of the force and all that you don't know about. Know what I mean? This wee tiny fucking green guy
mhm.
left, and then the quotes that go along with it, because I'll not say them now because I've wrote them down, but just see the whole like the kind of gravitas in that scene, mate. It was brilliant, man. Just yes,
Because
I like this.
it's amazing. Because it's the only way that Yoda can prove to Luke. Because Luke's just he's petulant, he's doubtful. The thing he says before Yoda does to lift the X-wing out the water is lifting rocks is one thing, but you asked the impossible, which tells Yoda he doesn't believe me. You know what I mean? So I need to show him. That's you're right, mate. The music, magical, whimsical, fucking uplifting. Just
I know what I mean. That's how it was.
Awesome.
Mate, just led so much, man. You're just like it's really odd into belief where you go with this thing. Know what I mean? And it's just done so subtly. You're going, oh fucking you like this?
Aye. And he even suspends it for a time, so Luke can
Aye.
fucking walk under it and all that. And
Aye, mate, it's stupid, man. It's like the slap down of youth
aye.
by
I'm
the
choking
elder.
to say,
Know what I mean?
choking to say the thing, but I know it's going to be one of your favourite lines. You know what I mean?
No, mate. I still say that every fucking day, man. Like that.
Aye. We'll let you know how we incorporate it into real life very shortly, people.
And I'll just give you another one, then you can fire off all sorts of
Aye,
them.
aye.
But
We'll fire off. Oh,
it's the lightsaber duel between Vader and Luke, I think it's just fucking mega. It's it's very atmospheric, and you just get a sense of good and evil. Know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's just lends more to it as well. Just Luke coming to face the bad guy again. Know what I mean? Against the odds, and this fucking big behemoth fucking monster evil guy. You know what I mean? It's just brilliant. And then the cinematics behind it. See the way it's dark, and you can just see the lightsabers, and it's just, mate, brilliant, man, brilliant. I remember the first time watching it as I went and going, fucking, ooh, ah.
aye. So good. Again, I'll hark back to the toys. The original Darth Vader. His hand had a wee lever. You pushed it up, and the lightsaber came out his hand. That's fucking bit of plastic was brilliant. And I remember recreating this scene 1,000 times with toys, man. And you're right, mate. It's an absolute spectacle. It's dark and dim, but what you can see in the background is still beautiful and all that because you can still see out the window and lights flashing, corridors and shit. But it's the light for the sabers that lights up the screen for you. They recreate it very well in the Obi-Wan series when they have the battle with Anakin and Obi. It's mainly dark and it's faces lit up blue and red and stuff. So, but in this, and the lightsabers are different. In this, they're thinner and stuff. It's great. The sound sounds even more raw when they hit. It's sounds a bit like Kylo Ren's, man. A wee bit. It's more fucking electrical and violent. It's great.
Aye. It's just again, it's just the way it carries on and all because it moves on from location to location. Know what I mean? And before you get to the big, he lops his horn off, and then the big reveal. Know what I mean? But it's just brought because although the first one you kind of see Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fighting, you don't really get a duel. Know what I mean?
No.
So it was good to see, man. It was good.
Aye, it's brilliant. Because even at that time, Darth Vader knows what he knows before he tells Luke. But he's still very willing to kill the boy. I know.
Yeah.
That's what's great about it. It's, there's consequence in old Star Wars. Something we don't have a lot of. Excuse me, recently, but aye, because it was about the dark side, and I will kill you. I don't care who you are. Don't care if you're my boy. If you're not coming to join
Aye.
me, you're not used to me. Aye,
That's it.
excellent.
That's it. It's just, again, it's the whole manipulation. Because, again, I think it's the first time you kind of get to see the whole let somebody try to be turned. You know what I mean? It's like the first time you kind of seen that in the whole like franchise. You know what I mean? Like how like the manipulation. Like he's already tortured Han, so he felt that. You know what I mean? They manipulated him into coming here and then try to manipulate him further. Like join me, fucking we can rule the galaxy and all that. And it's
Aye.
mate, it's brilliant, man. Brilliant.
And then he constantly manipulates the situation to suit getting Luke, because he changes the deal with Lando every fucking 10 minutes, doesn't he? Because he's holding all the
Right.
cards, he's holding all the aces. I'll
Aye.
change this if I want to. Just fucking hope I don't do it again. You know what I mean? Brilliant.
I
Proper
fucking
baddie.
hated Lando. I hated Lando for fucking
Aye.
so long, man.
Aye.
Pure irrational fucking hate. Like that. You're a traitorous bastard.
Get him out, Sean! Aye. And then George Lucas tips us over the edge with Lando, and I'll come to that right at the very death. Fucking. I'll tell you in a wee minute. Another favourite scene for me. Kind of rhymed them off a wee bit there. I'll just say it. We've touched on it already. The big reveal. Now, we've been going down a bit of a pattern in recent podcasts mentioning this Mandela effect.
I know, mate. It's freaky.
Today's not going to be any different. Because while everybody of a certain vintage will quote the phrase, "Look, I am your father," Darth Vader doesn't say that. He says, "No, I am your father." Did you though? Is that what you used to say? Like billions of people on the planet. I only remember, "Look, I am your father."
Aye. I'm in that boat. I don't. I distinctly remember Luke being said. So I don't know what to say. Maybe people will remember it different and shoot us down. But I remember it being Luke.
Aye. So if you're one of the people, please leave a comment, get in touch, tell us. Say, Craig, I've got the VHS for 1970s. Well, it wouldn't have been 1977 because it didn't come out in 1980. Craig, I've got the original VHS, was released in 1982. Come up my house and watch it. Aye, I will. And if you're an attractive lady, I'll come up and do something else as well. But no, I don't remember it. But as a scene anyway, regardless of the line where it wasn't, it's writing genius. It's a game changer in it for everybody involved, for the whole story, because that just gets tipped right in its arse. Because then Luke's now get out in his fucking mind. He's went for, I need to destroy this guy. And then as we move into Return of the Jedi, we very quickly realise that Luke thinks he can save his dad.
Yep.
So,
Aye,
game changer. And Yoda and Kenobi didn't tell Luke for a fucking reason. And that's why they wanted Vader dead.
That was the right. Oh, you're led to believe that Vader killed Luke's dad, right? Know what I mean?
From
He
a
did-
certain
he
point
did-
of view.
I see that last night. Obviously, I watched Return of the Jedi last night. I know. See, when they said that, I fucking nearly rolled off the bed. For a certain point of view,
Aye.
fucking cheeky bastard. It's fucking.
You can imagine that played out in Glaswegian, can't you?
Aye.
What I tell you was true. A certain point of view. For a certain what? You're a dick, mate. You're a dick. Last night as well, right? A bit of a trivia attached to this as well, as Alec Guinness wasn't going to come back and reprise his role, but I think he asked for something like 0.1% of the gross. Still made him millions of pounds.
Aye.
There's a when it appears on Dagobah, the Force Ghost appears on Dagobah. There's a timing fucking malfunction because Luke's just about to get into the X-Wing. He's actually in the X-Wing, just about to shut the door. Nobody goes like that, puts his phone up. For about half an hour. Wait, look. When they should have went like that. Wait, look. When the horn's up, but no, the horn's got for half an hour. Wait, look. You're trying really hard there, Alec. It's mental. And then again, there is another. We get that one, didn't we?
Yep. That's the whole son father reveal thing's fucking mega. And then even to the point where Luke just throws himself into the pit, really, rather than switch sides, man. It was fucking aye. I like the cut of your jip, young man.
Aye. So before we go into favourite lines and all that, because I know that's what you're going to ask next. Let's call out some fucking funny shit, right? Let's call it out. See your man Vader. He's fucking a bit trigger happy in this film. He just likes killing off the staff, you know what I mean?
I was going to say, where's the fucking HR department?
Oh, aye. That's not being implemented to fucking episode fucking 1, the new ones. Aye, so you done what? Bob did. You're promoted. Don't you fucking fail me. It had me laughing last night. I'd been drinking last night. I just started my mind on it after a tangent. I went, I wonder if there's deleted scenes in this. Where a wee guy comes back with a coffee for Darth Vader and forgets the sugar. There's no sugar in this. No, Lord Vader. Just starts joking at people for doing the most minimal of mistakes, right. You know what I mean?
You'll feel me for the last time.
Aye, there's no wet flare sign out in the fucking torture chamber. Wee cleaner in the background getting choked to death.
It's not a wee guy, no, but see as the other guy's lying on the ground dead, and he's like, you're now in charge, and he's like,
I don't want to be in charge.
There's a puddle of piss and shite, this guy's dying like that. Okay.
Aye, that's you. You've been promoted. We'll talk about your wages later. I like my. I'm happy. My job. I don't want to be. I know. In the end, up there's a fucking superstar destroyer with 5 staff on it.
I know, man. So right, that's you promoted to a commander now, bro. I only wash the flares in here. Aye.
Over to you now, Admiral Lopez. I don't speak of the English, Lovida. Fucking Admiral. I was a janitor this morning. Fucking Admiral today. So that's quite funny.
Why is nobody cleaning up this spillage? Well, Lord Vader, you choked him out. It's 8 o'clock this morning.
Did I? I was a bit rash here. Davey was all right, and I went to. I was Lord Vader. Davey was all right. Just
he brought the donuts this morning.
We all make mistakes. That's true. I'll need to learn. I'll need to go and see somebody about that. My temper's just getting a bit. You know what it's like. I can choke my wife for cock's sake. Jesus. Did I tell you about that back? Mustafa, aye. Poor cow. Aye. Pregnant, I know she was. Was a nice person.
They all unionised and they came back and went, right, Vader, we're up at a union now. Just get Vader that. And this gives you power over me?
Another thing, which is funny, no funny, as I mentioned it there about how George Lucas, we all hated Lando, right? We fucking hated him. All right, kind of rescues his character by eventually freeing them, and then Return of Jedi is what it is. But at the very death, George Lucas decides that Lando is going to fucking wear Han Solo's clothes. You all right there, Lando? Yeah, coming in loud and clear. You're like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Chewbacca, why did you tell him that was all right? Fucking. So, you've double-crossed your...
Chewbacca's sitting with a sweetie slap.
Box of Doug biscuits. I never said it was all right.
Or he's sitting in the back with a joint, chasing rabbits. Oh, man.
I just said, help yourself to Clays in it.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
That wasn't all right.
Millennium Falcon. I've never seen a Falcon.
It's a falcon. And then the very last scene, Luke and Leia and the droids looking out into space, and it pans after them from behind. And their clays look as if they've been fucking taken back out the dirty laundry hamper or crumpled to fuck. What? Oh, did somebody put the iron away before they shot the last scene? Aye. Jesus Christ. They're like a packet of crisps.
I still in that iron, mate. Assuming that it does pan away, it's the biggest windy on that spaceship. Look at there's the medical bay there.
Oh, it's huge, mate. It's huge. Another thing as well. See the kiss, right? Leia, he's looked the kiss and all that. See the only person that's shocked at it? It's 3PO. Watch him. He runs up as if, what the? He knows. C3PO fucking knows. I know he's had his memory wiped. But there's something way back there in the deepest, darkest regions, his fucking memory banks that have said, oh, that's no right. There's something. No. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. He knows.
The Weeba android is in that room at that point, and that's how we don't hear from him again, because he starts going, off.
Ooba. Shut up, you.
Oh no. Oh
to
no.
bed with you.
No. Oh.
They're kind of some fucking funny facts. I thought.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
There's more if you choose to look for them.
And on that note, fire away some of your favourite lines.
The very first one I wrote down before I wrote anything else was, I know. Han Solo's, Harrison Ford's ad-libbed line in response to Leia's declaration of love before he gets frozen in carbonite. It's one of the most iconic used lines in cinematic history, and it's just 2 words, I know. Amazing. Yeah. And that solidifies that he is a scoundrel. He's the, as you said, mate, the lovable rogue, the black sheep of the family, the runt of the litter. You can't help but like him. He's got a cheeky wee face, all that. And then he's facing probably, doesn't know if he's going to die going through this process. And the last thing he says to the woman who loves him is, I know. It's like Nessa, fucking Gavin and Stacey. I knows. I feels it. Superb.
Well,
I'll leave that one there, mate. You fire off a couple.
All right, well, the first one I wrote down, because it just sticks in my head every time I watch this fucking film, and it's just, I thought they smelled bad. Oh, yeah, it's that.
Oh.
What? Have you paused for dramatic effect?
Brilliant. Do you know, Family Guy done it tremendous, didn't they? They done it absolutely superb. But I could always imagine this scene being where I thought they felt bad. And then Star Wars will be back after a short break. Got the adverts for 3 minutes, then coming back. On the outside. That's great.
Anyway, well, I've got plenty of here for hand, right? But obviously, one of them is who's scruffy looking. It's fucking all the things she says to him, and he takes offence to he might not look good. It's fucking brilliant.
Playa. What an answer. It's the face I know, because he's genuinely fucking hot.
Right.
Scruffy looking. Bitch.
Finger fronted. And then there's a bit. It's Leia and Han, and they're arguing in the hall. And she says, I'd soon kiss a Wookiee. And he goes, I can arrange that. You could use a good kiss.
Aye.
Fucking
See
brilliant, man.
see the Han Solo finger point in this movie? It's a fucking... Doesn't seem like a lot, it's great. It's just chastising you with a great line. Do you know what I mean? I can arrange that. And then, because he first does it with, then I'll see you in hell. To the wee dick commander. So it was only doing his
mate.
job. You know what I mean? Brilliant.
And I'll say another one behind, and I'll let you find off a couple, mate.
Mhm.
And it's when Leia says to him, I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain. And Big Chewie's like, he just goes, laugh it up, buzzball.
Great, innit?
Fucking brilliant,
It's
man.
just... It's fucking just warm feelings they fucking scenes give me. They really do. Brilliant.
Oh,
'Cause-
fucking see my Chewie's laugh, man.
Aye. It's fucking great. Laugh it up, fuzzball. That's so good. A couple of lines for myself. Wee Yoda, he's got some fucking great dialogue in this. Some of it too long to go over. But another one looks like, I'm ready. Oh, I've never been more ready in my life, Yoda. Oh, you telling me I'll do what you tell me. I'm so ready. It's fucking no true. I'm that ready that I'm underneath the Rangers badge. I'm ready. Yoda just goes, ready are you? What know you of ready? For 800 years have I trained Jedi. He goes on to a longer bit, but he just tells, look, you're here. You don't know what fucking ready is, son. I've been doing this for 800 years. Listen to your dad. Do you know what I mean? It's great.
So you're
Because look, as it looks a pain in the arse on Dagobah. He's gravitated back to that wee moisture farmer's son. Do you know what I mean? Which, by the way, is a
stay
bit
away
of
from that lead-based paint, Billy.
trivia towards that as well. It's roundly, strongly believed that Owen Lars is Obi-Wan Kenobi's brother. The canon of Obi-Wan becoming a Jedi, getting taken from his family and blah, blah, blah. Because the Jedi are good, you know what I mean? They just come in and take you out of your family. Is that he was one of two brothers, and there was only one of them that was force sensitive. And it was from Tatooine, and Owen is his brother, allegedly. But you can look into that, people. You can look into that. Looking on Dagobah, he told me enough. He told me you killed him. Vader. No, he's on Dagobah. He says this to Vader. And then Vader obviously says, no, I am your father. So that iconic line, everybody knows them.
Aye.
And then Luke saying to Yoda as well, the line we were talking about earlier, which we're going to use, and which we do use, Luke says to him, I don't believe it. And Yoda just simply says, that is why you fail.
Exactly, mate. I use that all the time, man. Fucking, I couldn't find the sellotape. That is why you fail. What? What?
But in the room, I couldn't see it, man. It's not in there. Yes, it is. That is why you fail.
See, I know what the other one I say, I know, is do or do not. There is no try. Can't go like that. Fuck are you? Slap.
Aye. I'll try it. Do or do not. That's fucking great. The other Yoda simple line that I use quite a lot is Luke says to him, I won't fail you. I'm not afraid. Like his wee boy voice, you know what I mean? And Yoda says, you will be. You will be.
Fucking brilliant, man. Oh. I'll say one for Vader that, and it's just because it takes part in that scene, and it's just the Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you're not a Jedi yet, and you're like that. Oh, yeah, you fucking
Tremendous line. You've shown up here, you've got Buzz, you've got big kahunas. You've not got the fucking muscles to back them up, wee man.
R.I.P. to big fucking James.
Aye. And David Prouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody forgets was in that suit. You know what I mean? Because he talked like a Yorkshireman. David Prouse did. Oh, Luke! I'm the papa. I'm the papa. We even get a wee C-3PO bit of dialogue in here. Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field are approximately 3,720 to 1. Han Solo, never tell me the odds.
It's fucking. Yeah, mate, it's very, very Han Solo heavy, this film. I mean, see this film, right? Although Palpatine is very quotable in Revenge of the Sith,
Mm-hmm.
do you think this is the most quotable Star Wars film?
Aye, could be, aye. And that's saying something. Because
Aye.
the original and the prequels are quote heavy, man, in my life and yours. So, aye, this one, because we both said it last night, I wrote down 11, you wrote down 12. There's another 750 because I wrote down on top of it. There's ones I've not wrote down, like when Han and Leia are having the kiss in the tunnel at Hoth, and C-3PO interrupts him, and he just turns around with a disdain in his face and just says, "Thank you very much." Do you know what I mean? As if, you fucking bastard, you. And he says it like that, and C-3PO does not read him at all, because C-3PO generally thinks he's saying thank you. Oh, you're quite welcome, sir. I've done a good thing. Hey. Brilliant.
Oh, mate, it's fucking so good, man. Like even I had when he's trying to fix the Millennium Falcon, and he's like, "Why have you took name off?" He was like, "I'm trying to get us out of here, and you're taking this off."
Aye, and everybody just walks in and chews. Okay. I'll go help you in a minute, man. Jesus, I'm just back. Just back for the spa there, getting milk and the like.
Oh, it's fucking so good, man. Even the wee glimpse of the Emperor, I know. See, just his line. It's menacing. I mean, I was kind of thrown again that fucking they've put in the new Palpatine, know what I mean? They put that in new as opposed to the old one. I remember the old one, the guy with the big fucking googly eyes. But I found out I know that was actually a woman. That was something Barker's wife.
Right.
She wore the makeup, know what I mean? And it was voiced by another person.
With the Rocky One black eyes on it.
Aye. Fucking Rick Baker. That was it. Rick Baker's wife. And it was voiced by Clive Revel.
So, that's right.
Aye. But
which was fine. I just kept it, man. There's no reason to fucking superimpose Ian McDermott back into it. But fair dues. Do what you do. You know what I mean? That's a Disney thing. I don't think George Lucas would have done it. Another great line, simple, by Vader is, "Apology accepted, Captain Mida," as he's lying there choking to death.
He's a pure bastard. What is it he says about the first guy? He's like, he thought the element of surprise is like, no, he's as stupid as he is fucking, was it foolish or something like that? He's like, he starts choking him across the telly.
Again, it's fucking, it's like a da chastising his way in it. Fucking told him a million times, no listening to me about, no listening to me. Fucking, come here, you. What have I told you? Blowing your load too quickly. And the one we alluded to earlier on about him and Lando, and he says, "I'm altering the deal. Pray I do not alter it any further." It's just great.
Aye.
It's just great. It just
See,
at that point he has all the aces, he has all the cards, he has all the power. He can do and say what the fuck he wants to Lando in Cloud City. Brilliant.
That's it. That's what you kind of feel sympathetic that way with Lando. See, when I watch it now, I go, you had no choice, fucking. But at the same time, like that, nah, you're a fucking rat. You're a rat.
Aye. Aye. I try to put any other of the main characters in his situation and think they would have fucking fought to the death, not to stick their pals in.
Aye.
But then Lando's got the added responsibility of however many people are on Bespin, every one of them. So he's kind of acting like a politician in that kind of sense, and he's saving his people by doing the thing he's forced to do. Do you know what I mean? So we gave him a pass because Return of the Jedi, he more than kind of makes up for it.
Plays his part. Yeah.
Again, they fired him into the new ones and all, didn't they?
Yeah. Shoehorn, they call it.
Aye. Didn't kill him off like the rest of them right enough, but so him and Chewie fucking made it.
Aye.
Anything else? Any other lines you want, mate?
No, mate. I'm all lined out.
He's worth a lot to me. Fucking Boba Fett and his few lines.
Aye. Neighbour, is that you? All your line said?
Aye, we'll leave it there, mate. I think everybody else knows everything else we've no mentioned, and probably get some comments as well. That you never said this one, and you never said that one, and that's fair enough. But we've not got all day, you know what I mean, people.
Aye, just a wee added bit at the end there. I was always curious where Hoth was, and it turns out Hoth was filmed in Norway. So there you go. There was a specific location, but I didn't write that down.
You can go and see it apparently. The big hangar thing, you know that. So my apologies, I said Icelandic army earlier on. It was Norwegian. Chris has correctly told us there.
And apparently Yoda was going to be completely different. He was going to be a big, tall, slimy character, and he was going to be called Minch.
Green and slimy. Minge. Oh, the only one you'd approach by blue waffle. Oh, Jesus. Do you know a wee bit of trivia which made me chuckle? Was when Mark Hamill was having trouble with his Dagobah scenes with Yoda, Frank Oz brought in Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog to make him laugh. What kind of trouble was he having that fucking Kermit and Miss Piggy helped?
Well,
he's just been a prick that day.
Again, I was watching something and see, because Frank Oz would have been under the flare, apparently the set was so thick he couldn't hear Yoda's lines, and they gave him an earpiece to hear it, but it wasn't working correctly. So apparently Mark Hamill was just reacting to the puppet. So whether that's true or no, that's a wee nod towards Mark Hamill. So I'd like to think it was true.
Of course, definitely. And another wee thing I thought was quite interesting was having Han Solo frozen in carbonite was, at least in part, due to the fact that they were not sure that Harrison Ford would return for the third movie. When Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope 1977 was made, Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill were signed for 3 movie deals, but Ford refused. Ford even requested George Lucas to kill off Solo, since the character had played his part already, but Lucas refused, saying that he still had a heroic part for Han Solo to play in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. So we might not have got Han in this or the next one, but so glad we did, mate.
Aye, definitely.
You know, Carrie Fisher had to stand on a box most of the time in their scenes. I didn't realise she was so small, but apparently she had to stand in a box for the winching and that.
Oh well. A winching for the winch.
There you go.
But aye, everybody, that was Empire Strikes Back there. I don't really need to ask you what you're getting out of 10, but what are you getting out of 10?
Tap of the tree, 10 for me. If there could have been an 11 option, it might have just tipped that 11, but no, 10 out of 10, 100%. Can't fault it.
I'll echo the same. It's a 10 for me. It's favourite Star Wars film, so it's got to be a 10, isn't it? I think it still stands up. Part in it's still brilliant. Action, and it only, what is it, 2 hours runtime? Flies through.
8 minutes,
Flies through. So, I mean, that's what more can you ask?
Can he? It's roundly regarded as one of the greatest sequels of all time, and it doesn't get that lightly because it's one of the greatest sequels of all time. It's probably my favourite sequel of all time in anything. I've never seen Godfather 2 yet, obviously, because my version has no fucking subtitles, so no point. I'll maybe treat myself to a physical box set of that trilogy going forward. But it's MD's not giving us a 10 out of 10. They just don't like Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. I'd say it's the most Star Wars film. So there is that. I know some people's favourite is Return of the Jedi, other films as well, but for me, Empire Strikes Back is the tippy top of the tree on the Star Wars Christmas tree. So,
and that, by the way, that's us done the 3 original movies over the course of our 5 seasons. So I think The New Hope was a 2-parter, wasn't it? Back in series 1. That was so long, that one. So guys, get back and listen to them, see what we thought of the original. And we done Return of the Jedi not too long ago, actually. Season opener or season ender for 3 or 4, I can't remember. So that's a nice wee box tick that.
There you go. It was always going to happen. Again, thanks to Quentin for the tunes. You can get onto the Spotify, give him a listen and all that. We'll be listening out for when the next couple of gigs are. Arrange and try and go to them.
Yes.
Again, shout out to our boys over at Seismic. They'll be doing a wee Christmas film, Violent Night. And again, cheers to Tim for the sponsorship of Native Origins. You can get onto that as soon as it's available to you. We will keep you updated with that as well. And just before we go, it is your pick, sir, of Movie Bingo.
Movie Bingo, Movie Bingo, Movie Bingo, yeah!
So, pick whenever you're ready, sir. Should the number already be chosen?
Got your list there, mate?
Yes.
So we've done a sequel to a classic, so it's the second in a trilogy, and I will pick number 2.
You've already picked 2. And 3 before you pick 3.
So number 1, you get number 1, have we?
No, number 1 is still there, and it is the film starring Ben Affleck, Argo, which is closely related to Star Wars. So there you go. That's, again, anybody doesn't know, there was people trapped in Iran. The Iranian embassy gets taken here, and Ben Affleck's a CIA agent. They go there, and they fake that they're making a sci-fi movie, much like Star Wars. So,
true story, wasn't it?
Aye, true story. Oh, it's a smashing film. The anxiety is off its tits.
I'm looking forward to watching it because I know I've seen it, but I think I've seen it on its release, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, but I don't remember an awful lot about it, apart from what you've just said there. But I like the Benjamin. I like Affleck. He's good people, good money, him.
But so I'll go next week on What's the Script. And we hope you're there to listen. Again, cheers for listening, liking, sharing. Tell your friends. Take part, let us know. Remember, we're still looking for films for your recommendations, really, to review. And if you feel like coming on, we'll invite you on. If you don't, we'll still do it. But hey, Don't be shy. Shows your pie.
Aye. And try not to squirt it in, were I? On that, about the fan films, we had Tim on last week, which was tremendous, and he'd done a great job, by the way. I'm happy to report that although a lot of you could still come on with some suggestions, we have another 13 movies from people, which are some crackers in there, by the way. So that's every 3 weeks we'll be picking one of your films that you've suggested out and asking you onto the podcast to help us review it. So 13, another 13 times 3 is roughly 36 weeks worth of films going forward that you'll be involved in between me and Christopher. So can't sniff at that, can you? And we'll be picking that next week, by the way. So stay tuned.
Yes. So if you've anything else to say, mate, now's the time to say it. But that's all from me, and I'll speak to you next time.
What can I say before we go? Nothing. Thanks for having me, mate. And thank you for hosting. You've done a grand job, as always.
Yes, danke. Yes, well, everybody, see you next time. Stay safe and enjoy the audible pleasures.
And ocular, if you choose to do it that way as well. Keep that boomerang under your bed. Don't be pulling out the old boomerang sock. But for me, it's may the force be with you.
Aye. I'm not a Jedi yet.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.